FYI. This might take a minute. We're going to put this over with the, free indeed. That way we could carry it over for about a second. Well, Mother, you and that do you. Well, do you know the power of do you? It's really, really powerful. That means we do. And that you, well, you know who we talking about. It's an MD kind of thing. Today is August the 23rd of 2024. It's a go fishing at 2:00 p.m. for 2 minutes only, so we throw that in. Let's grab 2 more of these. We're looking for something. MD is looking for something. All right, I think I want to keep this one here because of the name. Hold on. We still have the brink. Okay, so this one here. Let's open the 2 roof ones. So we're gonna open. I remember one person. MD, remember one person when we was fix yourself up, MD. MD, remember one person when we were giving them the access code to the Signature Storehouse. That's what it is now. It's developed to the Signature Storehouse. And the individual said, when we said open, because that's a big sign that we have. The big sign that we have is a big open sign, and it's reference to BOP 5. No, that's not right. BOP 11. It says, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night. That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. That's what that's all about, all right? It's been a while since we brought that one up. And with that 11, and the day is not 11, but you have to be open to this, right? When we were given the access code, the person said, when we were saying open, what comes after that? The person said, open sesame. I got to go. Oh my goodness. They said open sesame. MD was done. But those that get within an arm reach and a hug, they know what that, it's just a 4-letter. It's 4 letters, right? But the light of that, you understand, the light of that access code, we don't give it out. You have to, it's up to you to pursue. But there is an access code to getting to that, what you call now the Signature Storehouse. That being said, the overall, the biggest light we can give to you, straight out of BOP 11, is open continually. All right, gotta go. We're looking for something, and we're going to attach this one so we can go over the 2 minutes. We said we would open 4 of these boxes. Okay, you can see the amount that's in 4 of these, right? Right there. I'm raising every dime to the awareness. Hope this table is supposed to be a sturdy table. I'm raising every dime to the awareness of a building. All right. So that being said, we're going to open 4 of these because we're looking for, this is what we're looking for. Let me show you what we're looking for. Let me show you. We can't do this without doing this. Let me show you what we're looking for. And once we find it, and we hope we can, absolutely hope we can. Absolutely hope we can. I'm looking for it too. All right. Whew, this is a workout. But MD don't mind this type of workout. We had a workout just recently that, like we said, we didn't sign up for that one. We don't sign to work like that where other people get paid and you walk off without a dime. No, we want to talk about that. This is what we're looking for. This was after we discovered that we were short. We're not talking 45 dimes anymore. All right? Was ripped off 45 dimes. We're not talking that anymore. We found out we was missing even $16 more. And it could have been more than that. Thank God we stopped at the time of the bags where we discovered this. But with the box, right? They accurate count. That's what they said. This is an accurate count. Nothing missing. But the bags, the bag dimes, you saw those? We'll put it up. They were missing over $16. Of course, we collected every dime because why? I'm raising every dime to the awareness of a building. So this is what we're looking for. Oh, we don't want to mess this up. It's so perfect. All right, so we won't tilt that. That's not a good thing. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So we're going to open up 4 of these. And you're going to see we're going to do it. You can see that this might take a while, but it's free indeed. So you see that that's number 1. This is number 2. You can see they're still sealed. All right. Probably should show the dates. This date has, we'll put it right there. See that date on that? That date is 10/18/23. Oh, that's powerful. We have a 10/23 right here. All right. That's the second one. The first one is 11/3/23. All right, let me get that up there for record's sake only. Like I said, we're putting a free indeed. Matter of fact, not only is it a go fishing with his servant, this is a free indeed, right? Also give me a free device, but then also it's a do you, because I'm in a do you today because of the things that we have to do on today and deal with some spirits we don't want to deal with, but we have to because the work must go on. And you might discover sometime when you're doing a work and it's not your work, like a work for the Lord, you might discover you're going to have to work with folks that can't stand you. They just don't like you. There's nothing you can do to make them like you. They just don't like you. And so you have to get to a place where you can bop to that, which is it does not affect his servant, thy seed, thy people, many generations. And then, now we done upped it a little bit more to the place of the nation of I am. So here you go. This is the third one, and it has 12/8/23 on it. Okay. These are the ones we picked up from, you can see it's still sealed. Okay, so you can see. All right. So we're doing 3 in 1 today. So you can see that box is still sealed. So we don't know what's on the other side, but we're hoping it's going to look just like this box here. And then last but not least, here you go. This one is 11/24. This could be our evidence not seen. 11/24/23. Right. See the person named Ruth. Oh my goodness, we had to put in a report about this one too. I'm telling on you. You know what I'm saying? You have an attitude with MD and we're giving you good service. I've been a good such a valuable customer for this one particular bank. I've been there for, every time we walk in there now, it's like, Miss Doris, Some say Miss Doris, but we don't go by our first name. So now they're being corrected to Miss Green. They're like, we're so honored to have you here. You've been with us. MD lost count how long we've been there. You've been with us for 15 years. And I'm telling you, it feels good now. We'll go in there, we can take a large, substantial amount of money or maybe a check and get it cash right away. We don't have to have a hold on it and all. And that's a blessing, you know. We told one bank, like we went there, we're moving on to another bank. We're about to acquire another one, moving on to another one. And as we were doing so, as we're separated, we're teaching others. This is all teaching. This is a part of that learn light. How about throwing that in there? All right, it's free indeed. It's free indeed. Throw that out there. So it's a part of learn light. So that being said, we went there and we were just like asking the question, like, well, suppose we walked in here, like suppose like his servant walked in there and like I'm just starting to bank with you and you know, it might have been like a month or 2 months or so like that, under 3 months, under 90 days. How about that? And I bought you a check for like $20,000. Just I gave a reference, you know, something to refer to. And I said like $20,000. Can I get it cash that day, or would you hold it for however up time? And so when I spoke to the gentleman, he was like, well, we would probably put a hold on it. You understand? He said for about, you know, 7 days or maybe more. And he said, but, you know, some people, it depends. You understand? So, you know, we got that information, but then what we found out also is that we have right off the bat, we like hit a, you know, like a liking with what was actually the branch manager at this one particular store and or bank, and we hit it off real good. She was so humble. Let me tell you this, and we'll move on. It's not spill the dimes, but this thing is heavy. So let me put this down. Tell my son I got that workout in there. But here's the light. Is that we hit it off right away. Her spirit was so humble. You wouldn't have known she was like over the bridge because she was out there behind the teller. And MD has worked in a bank and before. And so she was out there as a teller and she was doing her thing. And we just, you know, that's the first time we went to this branch. We didn't even know it was where it was. And so the good news is, having to go so far out to now we just don't have to go that far out. Her and I just like, you know, we just connected right away. And she was very friendly, very nice, very, you know, there's that very, just a good person to talk to. Found out we could have some things we could relate to. And it was like maybe the 3rd or 4th time going there, making a deposit and all, that she said, well, she was on another side and I was working with someone else. I'm almost done. And then we're going to open these and then we'll come back and be able to do a 2-minute go fishing. How about that? This is free indeed. And you're going to free indeed, do you Tuesday. It's going to go on all of that. Spill the dimes, all of that. And so how about the young lady is helping me, and she's like, she get like to a bill that's like, you know how some folks, they can hold on to money till it just don't feel like money no more. It won't go in the machine. That's how long some of them, or then you could say it's the haddish usage, you know, it's been used a lot, passed on a lot. But some, you know how some folks can hold that dollar bill till, I'm telling you, that thing, they can fold it in so many different, you know how it is. Those that handle money, you know, and I've handled a lot of money, being in the bank and being in, you know, places like, you know, where people come to get the $500 loan, and all. So hear this well. She was like at like, oh, I need to go over here and I had to run it through that machine. And so we just got off on You know, some folks can just have that they be in these kind of places, but they don't have that, you know, natural ability to like talk to people. You understand? They're maybe they've had a long day, maybe they started their morning off or whatever. And she's a person of color, and you know, and you know, the other one was non-color, and not that it should matter, but sometimes it's alarming. And she kind of like was like, you know, her disposition was like a little off or something. And I was like, you know, there's this one young lady when I come, look at they sounded like, oh, you know, it'd be that O-L-E, and that M-D side. And so it is that 23, it's day 23, it's that most disciplined day. So we, oh my goodness, do you see all this? See, when free indeed come involved, it involves everything. So I'm like, you know, I'm talking about this lady that I met for the first time. We just hit it off right away. And she was like, you know, conversation, because, you know, what we were doing, the transaction we were doing was taking a little minute. So if you bring people to your bank and they're doing, you know, transactions and things, and you can't communicate with that person, even though you don't know them, or you can't find nothing in common, like how's your day, you know, because you don't even ask that question, you know, how are you doing? Whatever, you don't do that. You just go right into the transaction. So we already know where you at in that day. And so nevertheless, I'm talking about this nice lady I met the very first time I come to your bank like that, and I'm like, this may be my second or third time here, and I'm describing her, and she's like, oh, she's over there, and I'm like, well, she's sitting over there like in her little cubicle, you know, glass cubicle, you know, in her own space by herself, and I know by having my own office, I know someone's sitting over there, so I'm just asking the right questions. So I'm like, so what is she? I see her over there. What is she? You know, because some people can just go in the office. You know how it is when the real boss, the way they go in the office, act like they the boss. Y'all know, y'all know how that can be. And so I'm asking a question, you know, and I'm like, well, what is she? You know, what position does she hold here? And she's like, oh, she's the branch manager. I was like, you know what? I said, her state of humility is so powerful that you would never even thought that. You understand? Because of how she had maneuvered throughout the bank while I was there. So while she's going over there, she's going to need like certain permission from her to do certain things. So she comes out the office, right? Here's the one not really, you know. But here she comes out the office, sees his servant. There's a reason why we look the way we look, because sometimes people can forget you, but you put the right thing before them, they gonna always remember. That's the one always cover her hair. You know, she wears like a certain design. I wear my PGs. You know, it's my light look. Introducing our light wear that's coming, and just a basic uniform. Now we done switched up. You don't see me in there unless I'm like working around here, coming to the lodge or whatever, but I'm out and I'm in this here. And so you see that. And as soon as she comes out, she's like, how are you? I haven't seen you and she's all excited, you understand? And I'm like, that's what you want to walk into. You want to walk into them smiles. You want to walk into that excitement. You want to walk into someone that's, you know, you can tell they like what they doing. And that's what you want to walk into. It blooms the place. It causes it to grow. It breathes. I'm telling you. And I mean, she was like, I am just so glad to see you. And she just wanted to have that conversation. And the girl, the person that was helping me at the teller, she's like all her mouth, like if she had teeth, and I know she did, they like all fell out at one time. And now she, you know, she doesn't want to smile. She don't want to say nothing, like, what's going on here? And you just have to be careful how you treat people, because just because people, we've had our days where we wore expensive suits, expensive shoes, expensive earring, all type of accessories, had the big houses, had all the cars, married to a chief in the Navy, all this kind. We don't have that life. You understand? We know about that, and we had to have that humble walk, that humility walk. So, we see the grace of God. So we like, oh my goodness, so we have that same grace on others. But that was such a moment, you understand, of having to meet someone like that. And now I need to get back over here because, I'm like, if we're going to bring our, take this to another branch. And they're the ones, may I say, and we'll add here and get off of this live today, may his servant say that if it wasn't for this particular, it's a credit union, but we went back to a credit union after we let one go. We didn't want to, but we had such a, it's like a moment, even though we were very connected to the one that was there and over them. We were very connected to them, and she was like, she wanted to meet me because all she would see is like a lot of transactions with my name on it, and she wanted to, I want to meet this mother. Who is Mother Doris? I want to meet this Mother Doris. And then finally his servant shows up at the bank, and she's in the back, and she comes out and she's like, so you're Mother Doris. And she wanted to meet me and everything. It was a powerful thing. It was a powerful moment. But we had to, I went back and we became more closer to the bank that we were there for 15 years now. And we, kept on. And then the more we would, interact with them, and when we didn't have, the actual, greetings that, should come. If you're going to put people on the front line, make sure they loving. Put people on the front line, make sure they represent you. They don't just look all mean, sour, like they done tasted something and it's from the night before and it's still lingering on in the morning. And all, put people up there that draws, that people are attracted to, you understand, like to talk to kind of thing, and all. And when we started expressing that, then we started seeing them let them go. And they were it was like they had already received whatever they received on that one, but it's like, here you come with that person that we know that speaks truth. We know this person is kind-hearted and they're not evil. You understand that they want to see growth and they want to see people better themselves, and all these kind of things. Those are the people have a tendency to listen to and hear. All right. So in doing so, we see how this one particular bank is really showing that love and are showing appreciation for people who really have been there for a while and do business, do business kind of thing. So now where we are. We're at that place now after 25 years, and we're about to hit 26 very, very soon. That's a big, huge thing. 26. You understand? That's a huge thing. And so we're beyond now just going to a building and looking to a building. Before we could go look at a building, but we weren't there financially. I'm almost there. We weren't there financially, and MD will not lie. Now, we say with the journey that we've had in coming to Florida, take the ministry to Florida. We first came here. We shared the testimony. No need to lie about that. We have the classic cassettes. We have the chosen dialogue. We have even the virtuous healing. We have that right now, and I got to make sure we say it right. That's why I stopped right there. The VHSs, they're called Virtuous Healing Souls. That's what it is. Soul, and then we put the S at the end. So it's Virtuous Healing Soul with the S at the end. That means more than one, right? So we have all that has that evidence not seen on that, right? And so, but we said, and we shared this, and we'll never forget this one person's name, that we were really, it's just one of those moments, wish, just one of those wish kind of thing. And, but anyway, she come into the ministry and, sharing, and she actually made robes for his servant, and MD don't really let anybody really do that. We have one person way out there in South Carolina, and she's the only one that really actually, without me even being there, put the robe, what you see, the servant garment, and she did another one without me actually being there. She just know me like that. You understand that this is her. She could design me without me being there. And but there was one that come kind of close, and was really wanting to push her out there, You know, that's why we're just very funny, you know. And that word funny might not be the right word, but that's how MD, you know, very whatever. And, you know, and pushing her out there into certain things. And you know, and that didn't just like, you know, whatever. And so we learned a lot of things. I want to just throw that out there right there. You learn, you know, you learn. But she was the one, this one right here, that made a servant robe. We won't be throwing people's names out like that because we move on and we hope they move on. We hope that they're doing fine and great and wonderful like his servant. But she said something to me, and his servant responds to her. Almost done, I'm closing. Responded to her with this is to say to her that, you know, when we first come to Florida, we wasn't looking for results. It just come out like that. I'm saying to her, you know, when people start sharing what you're doing and you're blessing them and things like that. And I'm like, you know, she just like all of a sudden what she said just made his servant aware, you know, because what we do from love, from heart, a genuine heart, you know, and a pure heart, the Spirit said. And so when she said that, I was like, you know, when we first come to Florida, take the ministry to Florida, I bless you with the blessing, I promise you in Isaiah 60. His servant wasn't looking for no results like what we get right like this. We weren't looking for that. We were just doing something because we were doing ministry, what we love, you know. Like we said, we've been in ministry since 22, but singing on the radio says 8. And then we share with you how my seeing angel since the age of 5. And then my father said that, daughter, you've been saving people's lives since the age of 3. I thought I was an infant, then come find out I'm a toddler. But nevertheless, he said that. So from my mother's womb, before my mother's womb, you know, things was happening. But Florida has taken a large portion of his servant's life. 25 years is the longest his servant has ever stayed in any place in the United States, right? And I said, when the Lord said, his servant said, when the Lord brought us to Florida, said, take the ministry to Florida, and I'll bless you with the blessing I promised you in Isaiah 60. Oh my goodness, Isaiah 60 has been converted to the BOP, blessing of promise. In light is the BOP. It's going to either bop you here or it's going to put something in your feet. My God, if it hits you here and it goes to the sole of your feet, you're going to get the bop. And I'm telling you, ain't nothing going to stop you. You hear me? But she opened my eyes that, you know, doing all the things that had been done, you're really getting results. It's results. And we didn't start out like that. We were just doing things and allowing the Spirit to lead us. And to find out, oh, that's the result. Those were results. And now, at this particular moment, said all that to say this. We had a wonderful place, 709 Edgewater Drive, and it went up for sale, and we saw it through a Lift Up Thine Eyes. And that was like the perfect building. Perfect building. Perfect location. A lot of things going on. Homelessness, right? Homelessness. I want to get it right. It's like a drug town, drug infested. Lot of spirits there. You had the rich and you had the poor. And then here was this 709 Edgewater Drive. I'm almost out. It's the Spirit just expressing itself today. I want to say itself, just expressly. How about Spirit expressly? And never forget it. Maybe the Lord wants somebody to hear this. His servant would never forget this. The poor on one side, stay with us, servant, for a minute while we bop this one out. Because see, this is the results. We had the poor on one side and the rich behind gate. They had gate. Living on the waterfront. Rich folks. Peachtree, that rich folks. You know, real rich folks. Real up the class. And, you know, it's white area. Over here, black area. You understand? Drugs, infested, homelessness. We can say it right, homelessness. All of that. And then right in the middle there was that 709 Edgewater Drive, right on the edge. And so the Lord took his servant there, had to lift up that eyes through the telephone number ending with a 111. Just left 309, the days of I must build him. I must build him a storehouse. So from 309 to 709. This is where the Lord put us, right in the edge, right on the edge. And the Lord let me see that I had poor on the left side and I had rich on the right side. And it wasn't one of those ones, choose, you know, I want you to choose. It wasn't no choose. When you the A-L-L, it's not even about a choice. And so, but what we saw being in the middle, right there, and all in that building was, and I'm still told that they're still taking offers, but we weren't in position. Weren't in position like money-wise, like financial-wise. And a lot of that had come because being so, what is the word? I want to use that open. Let's come back to the open so we can close. Being so open, because if you walk open before him, I bless you. Being so genuine and blessing people. I want to talk about these things. They're coming up. This is that free indeed, so this might happen. You're helping people, and then this is where we had to come, and we had to learn that from our mother, and what we were doing with our mother, is that we had to stop giving to those, blessing those, to stay in the same place. That's where it comes to. We saw that we had given a lot of the financial, everything was coming in, we gave it right back out. We didn't keep one dime to ourselves. That's honest truth. And we thought about all, you know, now we're at that building and not financially, you know, stable, secure, and saw how much we'd really given away, you see, to the point that here's something that his servant would have loved to have and be right in the middle. We would be that, you know, to stand in the gap, you see, to let folks know you do have a choice. It might be a straight and narrow way, but you don't have to fall in the pit. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to be in a situation or in a wilderness, you know, where you're there year in and year out. So we saw how we just, you know, was blessing, now from a good heart, pure heart, blessing folks, but they was just still wanting to stay in the same place. We weren't a system, we spirit, you see. But system had programmed, you know, a people, you know, to only look to receive, but to not give. That's kind of messed up. When all you're looking for is to receive, but you don't want to give. And so we learned something from that one particular moment, and that one building, 709, is the building that really projected all of this, that really, like, you know, launched this servant out there in all. And that's why you see the building after building, and you get an idea of what is like that perfect building for I Am Sydney, the signature storehouse, the blessing of promise, to all be in one, a 3-in-1, a trinity, you know, kind of thing. And so you saw, we went there, and the favor that we received took us from not just walking around a building or securing a building or making sure we keep the drug traffic away, or make sure that we drive spirits out, or make sure that we bring peace in an area where there's rich, poor, and you go there now, and I'm telling you, it's almost like the days that we were on Paramore and had to go to Paramore to clean that area. It's almost the same way. You go down there and it's starting to look like something. right? It looks different, you see. And that's what pushed us to where the Lord said, do you want to continue to serve? Or do you want your own? And he's talking about I have sent me. And we've been serving in ministry with others and raising buku substantial. I'm talking about thousands, 10,000s of thousands of dollars for them. You understand? And many times not collected one dime, not one dime. Some of them didn't freely give back like his servant was giving back. And so after seeing we could have had 3 or 4 or 5 buildings by now, and that's on the real, and gave all of it away, just like we gave all of it away before we come to Florida. That the Lord says, now is your turn, now. And it's up to you if you want to continue to serve. We're talking about since the age of 22. Or do you, that's light, or do you want your own? So we went from serve to becoming services. You understand? That's what these signature storehouse is all about, is services. And it's branched out to so many different things. And we're yet branching. We're getting everything right. All our paperwork, working on all of these things. Because we're in that year 2024. We're in that bigger, better, brighter. We're in that evidence not seen. And this is where we are today. We found us a location that we could work out of big enough where we could now be on that MD. We had to come and even build a MD platform for light and life. We had to do it because the Lord said, what if you, when you were at the days of the storehouse, this is where we close, and then we'll open those boxes. We'll open what is considered brick after brick after brick after brick. What if you had waited? What if you had waited? What if you had waited there at 309 South Hart Boulevard? What if you had waited? That was our first actual mini, M-I-N-I, mini storehouse. What if you had waited? What if you had waited for the Indians to move that was on the left side of you? That was very disrespectful and all. They finally come around when we were like, you're not going to push us and you're not going to get away with that. We're going to stand our ground. You understand? And you understand, we stood our ground and all till they come around. And we had the Mexican on the other side. One was owning, one was renting. And all like family, whatever. We had a Haitian and Jamaican down the street in the hood, right outside the fenced area on the other street or other road. On the other side, bam, bam, boom, 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 pow, pow, pow. Shoestring on the telephone lines, electrical lines. Hood just right across, just right out the back door, or right out the patio door. But what if you had waited? What if you had waited? That's what the Spirit brought to. What if you had waited? The signature storehouse that started on 10/10/10, October the 10th of 2010, would have never come from THE to THEE and be as strong as it is today. So the Spirit posed that question. What if you had waited? To what are you waiting on now for this MD platform for light and life? You're waiting for the right building. I'm giving you this building. Show them what you can do with this one building. Show them what you can do with this one unit. And we've shown you unit after unit. We went from building after building to kingdom after kingdom to now nation. Because what is it to get a building and don't know what to put in it? That's why you see a lot of churches out there, they only have service on 1 day a week or 2 days a week. And then Sunday they may have 4 or 5 services, you see. And nothing else going on throughout the week. When we should be a 24/7. The liquor store stays open like that. You understand? Hospitals, hospitals. There are stores that stay open 24/7. But when it comes to the churches, so that's why we say we don't do church. There's that free indeed. If I didn't know that woman right there, I'd join that church. But like we said, we don't do church. We do ministry. And we found out even ministries was we had, when it started, I Am Sent Me Ministries, and the Lord's like, that it's bigger than that. That's where we got the storehouse. That's where the storehouse come from. Because the storehouse is bigger, even bigger than ministries. I'm going to have you do what pastors told me, that I couldn't even take the title of a pastor, because I'm going to have you do what pastors won't do. You understand? Oh, pastor. No, we're not a pastor. I'm licensed and been licensed under some of the greatest leaders, God rest their souls. Have just as much license as my father's, and we're using our father's license to carry on the legacy of my father, the heritage of him being the first preacher of our family. It showed you his license. After license, every church requires a different license. Lord, have mercy. Can you imagine if he had 5, how many his servant have said? We'd have traveled all around the country, from Yokosuka, Japan, all the way to the United States. Been to Hawaii, Japan. You understand what I'm saying? We done traveled. California, Bangor, Washington. I'm telling you. Thanks to the military. You understand? Guam, first duty station, Guam. And when God said that, brought us back to Florida, we knew Florida was it. So 25 years here in Florida, you see. And that's about to change any day now, as we coming up on that month of September. You understand? But hear us well. I'm raising every dime to the awareness of a building. That we put ourselves in position by having no overhead, not giving, having people around you that, aren't strong enough to carry what you're carrying, but you're always giving. You understand? All of that, and brought us to this. And it's that free indeed. We put the gold fishing in here. We did the do you. It's up to you to pursue that. What does that really mean? You see. We did the MD platform for light and life. We even brought in the signature storehouse. And of course, I am. We brought in the nation of I am. All of that is so much here. All right. Because why? All of that is bringing us to this point, this time, with all that effort, bringing us to this one particular time. You understand? Where I'm raising every dime to the awareness of a building. This goes back some time. You're just seeing it now. But we've been doing this for a good minute. All right? So let me just get on out of here, because when MD get out there in that wind called spirit, we'd be here for a while. We didn't anticipate on saying all of that, and that's on the real. We did not, his servant did not anticipate. Thought we're just going to fly in and fly out. But the Spirit has another thing in mind. Like we said, the Spirit have a mind. Oh my goodness, y'all better get up out of here. You better get up out of here. That was, let me get the date. I'm going to go find that video of my son on them drums and put it right there on that drum roll while we do this here, while we're opening up this here. But this is the first box. Let's call it for what it is in life. This is the first brick, okay? Even we say our cardboard box. Even MD cardboard box is anointed. You'll hear there's an anointing on these things, yeah. Not just anointed, but there's an anointing over this, right? So the first brick, believe it or not, there we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That one was the date, November the 3rd. Oh my goodness. Did you see that 11/3? That's Glory Day. That's the official Glory Day from the days of 504 Glen Regis Way, 11-3. We'll add that to the Glory Day, the official Glory Day. There's 11-3-23, so that we got definitely gonna keep that box. That's a keeper. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, we was hoping we could come up with some where we could fill them jugs. I need to go grab them too. Let me grab them. Let me go get those. And at the same time, let me get rid of that yoke. May the yoke be destroyed. There they go. May the yoke be destroyed by the power of God. We did it once. We're going to do it again. Just because we can. All right, let me take a moment to pause right there and let me grab some water. That's may the yoke, every yoke be destroyed by the power of God. This might be one of the best ones we've done in a long time. My goodness, we've been so busy. And that's truth. That's truth on every side. Let me get me that water. Amen. Every yoke be destroyed. My goodness. Oh, that's really good. All right. All right. This is what we really want to feel. But we want to use, like, if we have, like, any mixed match. Sometimes there's that slow down, that little fast talk sometimes, fast speaking. Knowing MD come from one of them little small towns. Don't want to give that no reason to not do what we do. But sometimes we do have to say a word more than once to really hear it. All right, this is the second brick. You know, this is perfect. I really wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't, because we've showed you other bricks. Look at that. We've showed you other bricks that have the actual brown, like this color and this color. And we don't want that. We don't want that. Those are the ones well, let me put it like this. Those are the ones we want to put in this. Okay? Those are the ones we want to put in this. And we were we're doing really good, but then all of a sudden we ran into that bag issue where we started missing a lot of cords. And some of you that get within the arm reach and a hug, you saw that there were rolls, like the actual roll, like these right here. Not these now, but the other ones, like the ones that are in this color, the tan and green. They were like missing 1 or 2 dimes. But to find out that they were missing like $16 worth of dimes, well, we since we've done the bag before, it's up to you to pursue. Since we've done the bag before, you know, long time ago, we did the bag before. MD, be careful, I shall. We have a knife, but we want to use our scissors. This is the third box. Let's see which one this is. That one had roof on it. This one had roof, and the reason why we're calling roof is not because of the one that had the funny attitude that, and that we had to, you know, let her know what time it was. Not that one. That was always, you know how some people, they just want to be nosy in your business, and sometimes you want to tell them none of your business. You just do what you know, let's just do the transaction. Especially when, you know, they got that little attitude to them, you know what I mean. And we keep this roof for those that are, for the days of the storehouse, you know about roof. and Naomi. So we're going to keep this one here, that roof. Not the roof at the bank now, but the roof. Keep it as a souvenir for the roof. That's in the, that have her own chapter in the Bible. How about that? She's in that Bible. You know, the one that married that rich king. You know what I'm talking about. This one here, this is the third one. Now, this is the one we really wanted to be like, because when we took all that back that was short, the bags back, we exchanged a couple of them for this one here. And when I come back and you saw us open this here, we was on a live. You saw us servant open it, and we're like, that's what we want. That's what we want. Had no idea that we had some already in our possession. But here's the third box. Let's open it a little bit more. Oh my goodness, if we don't have one, then it looks like we're going to have to like start from scratch again. And it's servant don't mind. These are all perfect. Oh my goodness. See, that had to happen for a reason. Look at that. These are perfect. This almost make me want to cry. I'm honestly going to tell you the truth. I got a little full right there. Woo! And this date on this one is 12/8/2023. Last but not least, this one has the roof on it as well. And it may have another name on this one here. Oh yeah, no, Teller Roof. And then this has the roof on it as well, and Ruth. And this is from November the 24th of 2023. That I would love for this, and I'm going to really believe that it is, because it's from the same location. Yes, we still have the one with the brink on it. Those we can't touch. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you this is so beautiful. Just want to break that one seal, that's all. Wow. Almost done. I'm raising every dime to the awareness of a building. So the servant figured that if we did the dimes, we would not give up on the dimes, because we're very funny about the tithe, the tenth. We give light to pay tribute, because so many people lose focus just hearing the word tithe. But it's much bigger. As founder of the Signature Storehouse, it's much bigger. And so many people, if they understood that that's linked to your generational wealth, or that it's linked, you understand, to from generation to generation, you wouldn't want to exclude yourself out of it. I'm so glad that my father was a tither and taught his daughter how to be one. And he is our number one. He was the number one tither inside the storehouse, which was very, very powerful. He set the bar that no one could ever have an excuse of why they don't tithe. Even a sinner man. Oh, y'all think, see, you saw me open it, right? See, you can't. Lord, have mercy, have mercy. My. I'm telling you, when I'm full. You can't make this up. His servant opened this. You saw it, right? I'm going to walk it to you. I won't move what we just saw. And this is the fifth one. There's 5 of them here. We just opened 4 of them. 1, 2. Y'all see the sort of order. We won't get it out. We'll go back and look on it on the video. But there's a dime sitting right here on it. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? You can't make this up. When the servant say, I'm called to this, I've been chosen, it's my chosenness. When I say to you that the enemy say, I'm not going to give you a dime, see how you make it. To hear the Spirit of the Lord say unto his servant, the enemy say struggle, but I say joy. And then they hear the Spirit say to his servant, the words that he give to his servant, how the 10th is going to pay off. When we say that we are called to this, this is what we've been called to. Is that not powerful? Was that not powerful? We don't even know where it goes, but you know what? All I'm going to do is take some tape, and I'm going to tape that right to that, right where it is. I'm going to tape it right there. Let it stay right in here. Did you see that? Did you see that dime in this box? When we open it, that's the first thing his servant saw. And you know what? You're going to see me do it. You know I got to do it. Dime-O-Licious. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And you know we didn't put it there. You saw his servant open this box like we opened all the other ones. This was the 4th box with the date November the 24th of 2023 on it. You can't make it up. That's how blessed this right here is. That's what this right here. We're talking we were gonna throw it in anyway. This that whole health heal. All of this right here. We can't. These jugs might remain empty. We have more, but I grabbed this one here. We know one had brink on it, and we don't know about and 2 of them have the gold. You see the 2 in the gold. I'm just gonna have to look, but I'm almost certain that they all might look like this one here. But we won't open no more boxes. We won't open no more bricks. You understand? We may have to start from scratch. You understand? And just, it may take, like we said, it might take a moment. If MD have to do it by MD self, it might take a moment. And it's taking a moment. You understand? But we're going to get it done. Did you just see that I'm done? Right? That right there, this right here. That's a blessing.